Okay, so we're going to use the find, given, and use method. So what are we finding here? The question tells you, find the indicated angles. So what are we looking for in this example? Do you guys remember what that angle is called? It's called theta. That's an angle. Okay, so that was learned from yesterday, and that means that that angle, which is right here, is missing. Okay? So when we're looking for that angle, it means we need to label our sides. I know it's dead, it's going to come back up. So I want you guys to label your sides. And when I say label your sides, I'm looking for an H, an O, and an A. Go, label your sides. I'm going to get, Abby, can you label the sides for me? Is H, so 24 is the hypotenuse.
This worksheet?
From yesterday.
I don't see that.
Right here.
Oh.
Okay. So that's H, I agree with that. Keep going. No, you can't assume. So you go from the angle that's given or the angle that's missing, and you go directly opposite from there. So that would be the, right, so the unknown is the opposite. And then now we could assume, good. Okay. So what are we given here, Abby? Which two sides? And what are they equal to? The adjacent is? And the hypotenuse is? Sorry, 24. So what are we going to use if we've got A and H? Yeah, what letter is in front of A and H? Which stands for? What does C stand for? Not sine. Cos. Okay, so that's how you find out which one to use. So we're going to use cos of what angle? Oh, sorry. Cos of what angle? It's not there, but what angle are you working from? Cos of? Theta. Okay. What is the ratio for cosine? So I want you to look back up to the side and tell me what the ratio for cosine is. So cosine of theta, A over H, and let's fill some values in at this point. Go ahead. It would be. And then this is the hard part. How do we find angle theta? You could divide it, but before you divide them, because you know when you divide a number, it's going to give you what? It's going to give you a smaller amount. It's going to give you a decimal, right? 21 is pretty close to 24. Do you guys agree? So it'll be close to 1, but not quite 1. I'd say maybe 0.9 something. But does that make sense for the angle that we're looking for? Do you think that angle theta is 0.9 something? No. So what do we need to do extra to find theta? Cos -1 of what? Once you press that button, you still need to do some work. 21 divided by 24. If you don't have a calculator right now, you're going to struggle, so I'd really like for you guys to sign them out. Okay, go on up. There's a few of you guys that don't have them. Just sign them out. Because I'm going to walk around and make sure. Okay, so for question D, it should be the exact same process. If you stray from the process, I'm telling you it's not going to go well. Put it away, okay? So, it's find. Find what? Find / need. Use whatever word you want. But what are we finding here? If I look at this, it doesn't really tell me. How do you know? It tells us at the top? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So we're finding angle R. That needs to be written down. And it tells you at the top. So if you're wondering why it's angle R, it's because it's written. Okay? Abby, you going to write this down? What's given? You cannot write this out. What's that? D, yeah.
D.
I switched it.
These?
I know I didn't, but it was supposed to be in homework.
Oh, I know that.
So given What do we need to do in order to write the givens? Spencer, get rid of the phone, please. We need to label the... Yep. So the hypotenuse you guys are good for. Jasmine, can you label the opposite and the adjacent for me? That's okay. So maybe label the angle you're looking for. So I'm just going to put like a little curve here, okay? I'll draw it in. So that might help for you to identify the opposite. Yes. And then?
R.
Not R.
That angle.
So make sure that you know that this is a side, right? So it's from R to T. Good. So what is given? The hypotenuse, which is what? And the? Good. So if I have H and O up there, although it's not in the right order, doesn't matter. Just wait. What are we going to use?
Sin.
Sin. Why sine?
It gives us the opposite in the hypotenuse.
That's exactly it. And sine of what angle? Because I need an angle beside cos, sine, or tan.
R.
R, capital R, right? Because that's an angle. Keep going, Anthony. What is the ratio for sine?
O over H.
O over H. Keep going.
Which would also be 16 over 17.
16 over 17. Do you guys agree that the opposite is 16 and the hypotenuse is 17? Yeah, this part's easy. The next one is not so easy because we're looking for angle R. How do we find angle R, Anthony?
You do the sin of the whole minus 1 and 16 divided by 17.
Okay, so let's try that. Oh, sorry. So again, it's always the same thing, except you have to be careful if it says sine, that we take the opposite of sine, which is sine negative 1. So sine negative 1 looks like this, and when you type that button, you need to do something with it. What do I type inside?
16 divided by 17.
That's right. I close the bracket. You don't have to close the bracket, okay, but you should. Spencer, put it away. Seriously. Like, not even on your desk. Jane, I'll ask you to put it underneath too, okay, so that I'm doing the same thing for everyone. Yeah. So, angle R equals what? Let's take a look. How much? Yeah, you could put 70.25 if you want to round to 2 decimals. Let's round to the nearest degree.
70.
70 degrees. And because I am rounding, I need to put a dot above. So, actually, oh no, that's, I wonder if it told us how to round. Let me just go up for a second. Oh yeah, it does tell you. To the nearest degree. How many decimals is that? How many? No, 1 decimal will be to the nearest 10th. So nearest degrees, how many decimals? None. So 0 decimals. Well, I just want to write that beside. No decimals. Okay.
Miss, how did you get 70?
So I did sine negative 1 of 16 divided by 17.
So
which one do you guys want to find first? You can't do both at the same time.
R.
Sure. Find angle R. Okay? Find angle R. I'm going to draw it. So angle R, I'm going to draw in blue. Anthony, write this down. So so angle R is now identified. Jane, can you identify your sides? Because I need that in order to do the given part. Good. So from B to R is another way of saying that. Good. Awesome. So what's given? Oh. Do you have it written down on your page? Oh, there you go. So what's given here? What's given? Good. The opposite, and which is what? What is the opposite? Good. What else is given? H is not given. Yes, A is definitely given, which is? Good. So take a look at what you're given here. O and A. You're given O and A. OA. OA is part of which ratio? It's very faintly written on the board to the right. It is. It is tan. So we're going to write use tan of what angle, though? Use tan of what angle? R. And the ratio for tan of R is what? Jane, can you tell me what the ratio for tan is? No? If you look on the right here, right over here, you see so, ka, toa, so it's the T. What does the O and the A stand for? And? Just make sure that, that's right, make sure the O is on top and the A is at the bottom. That's why I write it that way. Okay, so O is at the top and A is at the bottom, just like that. Okay, so always, always, always write down so, ka, toa. I'm going to put that on the board, I think. So, ka, toa. So let's fill those values in. What is the opposite? Keep going, Jane. You're doing good. No, I think you're good. You got it. You got this. What is the opposite? Yes? And what's your adjacent? Good. So to find angle R equals, how do I find angle R? Bailey?
Okay. I don't know.
Look at the other example and tell me what we did in that final step.
Okay, equals tan.
Yes.
R. I mean, no R.
No R. Tan of?
Minus 1 on the top.
Yes.
Divided by, or bracket divided by 14 and 30.
That's right. So when I go to my calculator and I actually try it, so if you round it to the nearest degree, oops, 25 degrees. Okay, I'll write that down. My goodness. Okay, so angle R equals, we're told, approximately 25 degrees. So I'm just going to check it. Make sure you only press second tan, because second cos won't work. 25? So your float, no, you're good, yep. 14 divided by 30 is 25 degrees. She's absolutely right. I need the approximate, though, because there's a whole whack of decimals in there, so put the dot. Okay? See how the dot's right above my equal sign? You need that little dot. Okay? Let's start by continuing this problem, because now we need to find angle B.
On the test, can we get like more room?
Yeah, look, I grabbed a new sheet. I told you guys yesterday, don't do the work on the sheet. It's too much. Grab a sheet of lined paper at this point and do it on there. Okay? I know you don't have it now, but just keep going for now. And okay, let's find angle B. It's kind of the same, right? What else is given?
Oh,
Yeah, it's the same stuff. So we're given O and we're given A, which is OA, which is part of which ratio? Tan, TOA. So we use tan of what angle?
tan B.
Tan B this time. Capital B. Same ratio. O over A. Tan of B. The opposite is 14. You think this will give you the same answer?
Yes.
Yeah, it actually will. So we have angle B equals tan of -1 and 14 divided by 30. What is angle B? Approximately. Wait. So